2.1.1 Introduction. In part 1 of this essay, I touched upon the topic of controlling individuals who possess strong psychic abilities. In part 2, I will bring that topic into sharp focus by explaining in graphic detail how the mind of a psychic is turned against itself, thereby transforming that mind into a prison with built-in prison guards. This process is, to say the least, horrific, especially when you consider it's carried out on children, many of whom are less than 5 years old. It is the fact that a child's mind has limited real-world experience that makes the method so devastatingly effective. The procedure is carried out in 2 phases. The first phase is designed to shatter the mind into separate and manageable pieces. The second phase is intended to train those pieces to perform specific tasks. When completed, the psychic child's dominate personality will have no recollection that he/she has been brutally tortured for months on end. Yet the child can be made to feel excruciating pain or euphoric happiness with the mere mention of a trigger word. In most cases, even their psychic abilities are repressed and inhibited without first hearing a trigger word. When the process is finished, an innocent child capable of loving others, feeling happiness, knowing the joy of life, and possessing an innate sense of right and wrong, will be transformed into biological robot, capable of performing any act, no matter how depraved or barbaric, devoid of any moral or ethical standard, and stripped of all human compassion. Once more, I must caution the reader. You are about to take an excursion into a realm of human brutality, normally reserved for the criminally insane. Proceed at your own risk. 2.1.2 The mammalian brain. The brain of higher mammals is capable of some astounding feats of cognitive precision. For instance, without knowing anything at all about ballistic trajectories, a dog can snatch a frisbee out of thin air. Equally impressive, a cat is able to jump from the ground onto a narrow ledge half the width of its own body. These feats are possible in large part because mammals are warm-blooded. This allows their brain to process information at higher rates and with greater precision. Yet occasionally, the very strength of mammalian mental processing leads to catastrophic results. For instance, a dog fixated on catching the frisbee fails to notice an oncoming car and is badly injured. Or a monkey reaches for a branch, only to find it's really a shadow and falls out of the tree. Events of this sort represent a failure of the mind to properly assess and respond to external stimuli. Cold-blooded animals, with their more primitive reflex-driven mentality, do not, as a general rule, make these sorts of cognitive errors. In other words, they just don't have the prerequisite mental agility in the first place to make mistakes of this kind. Fortunately, evolution created a backup system in the mammalian brain. It's based, at least in part, on the more primitive reflex style of cognition. It seems that whenever the normal mind makes a mistake, leading to major physical trauma, all of the sensory somatic perceptions, along with all thoughts and feelings surrounding the mistake, are stored as is in a reflex-driven avoidance behavior pattern. In other words, since the higher, more agile mental abilities failed to protect the creature from life-threatening physical trauma, the more primitive reflex-driven brain steps in and creates the equivalent of a mental bookmark, designed to avoid any future situation that resembles what is stored in the bookmark. Put another way, rather than learning from the mistake, the creature reflexively avoids any situation that resembles the one where the mistake was made. While less than optimum and a bit draconian, such behavioral constraints are justified when the mental blunder is life-threatening. If all mammals lived as evolution designed them to, this reflex avoidance mechanism would be no more than a sporadic nuisance, affecting a limited number of creatures in any species, in a limited number of situations. Unfortunately, the capacity of some humans to turn nature and evolution against itself in order to satisfy their own nefarious desires appears to have no upper limit. The reflex-based avoidance mechanism, described above, is the key behavioral phenomena upon which the NSA depends when turning psychic children into psychic slaves. Phase 1, shattering a human mind. 213, enduring the unendurable. Suppose you were strapped down naked on a cold metal table, surrounded by people you don't know, and subjected to excruciating pain, day in, day out for several months. Furthermore, you're only 4 years old and have no idea whatsoever why this horrible punishment is being inflicted upon you. They just keep hurting you over and over again. There's an IV in your arm and leather band across your forehead. They use a gelled form of acid to burn you in the most sensitive places on your body. They push sharp needles through your feet. They insert electrified probes into your urethra, anus, and throat. They have a stick with a cloth-covered electrified metal ball on the end, soaked in salt water. It's wired to an electrical generator, specifically tuned to elicit maximum stimulation of human nervous system pain receptors. They rub the ball all over your body, paying particular attention to those areas that have the highest concentration of nerve endings: hands, genitalia, feet, etc. How would you deal with it? At first you ask your captors what you've done wrong, but they don't utter a single word. They just keep hurting you. Next you wonder where your mommy and daddy are. Why don't they come and take you away from this horrible place? But they never come, and the torture continues, day after day, week after week. You're always naked, it's always cold, and you're always scared. The torture sessions always end the same way. You pass out and wake up in a small closet-sized room. It's completely dark. There isn't room to stand up or lay out flat, so you wrap your arms around your knees and cry. Your body hurts so bad, and nobody will tell you why you're here or what you've done to deserve this horrible punishment. Somebody shoves a plate of food and glass of water through a slot in the door. The food tastes terrible, but you're so hungry you eat it anyway. There is no toilet. You urinate and defecate where you're sitting. The smell is awful. You cry and cry and cry. Finally, there's a funny odor in the air, and you fall into an exhausted, fitful, dreamless slumber. When you wake up, your body aches all over. It's so bad you can hardly move. The door opens, and men grab you by the arms and drag you down the hall to a room with a concrete floor. They dump you like a sack of potatoes in the middle of the floor and use a cold water hose to wash you off. Next, they grab you by the arms and drag back down the hall to the room with the metal table. They strap you down, and the torture begins again. As days turn into weeks, you ask yourself over and over again, what did I do? Why won't anybody talk to me? Why won't they stop hurting me? Where is my mommy and daddy? The memories of your previous life begin to fade. You begin to wonder if mommy and daddy were just a dream, and you start to wonder if you're going to die in this awful place. As time passes, you notice something. The men hurt you less if you don't struggle. At last, here is a way to regain some control over your situation. You start trying to relax, even though you're still being badly hurt. At first, it's difficult, but as the days pass, you get better and better at it. You learn to separate yourself from the pain. The pain doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to someone else. Soon, you're able to look down at the metal table below you. You see that person strapped to the table, being hurt. That person looks like you, but you're up here looking down. You tell yourself over and over, that person being hurt isn't me. That person being hurt isn't me. That person being hurt isn't me. The separation is complete. You're now two people, the one being hurt and the one who feels no pain. Your NSA captors have successfully used massive physical trauma, accompanied by stark emotional terror, to invoke the reflex-based avoidance mechanism, 212, thereby shattering, splitting your mind into multiple pieces. Each subpiece is now a separate independent persona or personality, capable of thinking, feeling, and acting independently of your dominate baseline personality. This is how you learn to endure the unendurable. 214 outside looking in. From the perspective of your NSA captors, the situation in the room while they're torturing you is very different. They don't see you as a helpless, terrified child. To them, you're a little monster who is unbelievably dangerous, capable of injuring or killing them in the most bizarre ways imaginable, using nothing more than your mind. While you're being tortured, you see only 6 of them, 3 on each side of the table, who actually administer the torture. In fact, there are 9 of them in the room with you, and 3 more just outside. All of them actively involved in your torture and the subsequent breakdown, shattering of your dominate personality. It's time for you to understand what was done to you, and more importantly, why. 2-2 the torture team. The typical NSA torture team has 12 members. Each team performs 2 torture sessions a day, each session 1.5 to 2 hours in duration. For most team members, the rest of their day is spent trying to relieve the stress caused by intentionally provoking a psychic child into trying to hurt and/or kill them. Targets: 6 men surround the torture table. These men administer the torture and are the only ones visible to their victim. If the psychic child is capable of retaliation, in most cases, it will be one or more of these men who suffer the consequences, hence the term targets. They are considered expendable and receive minimal training. The implements used by these men to torture their victim are stored on open shelves located under the torture table. They are under strict orders not to move away from the table. If for any reason they fail to follow orders, or if they start acting strangely, they will be shot in the head by the dead man. One might reasonably ask how the NSA recruits men willing to undertake this suicidal job. The simple truth is these men have no idea what their job entails until they arrive at the NSA torture compound, and then it's too late to back out. Targets have an average lifespan measured in months. The dead man's job is very simple. If anyone in the torture chamber leaves their assigned post, behaves strangely, or appears to be under attack by the psychic child, the dead man shoots that person in the head. The dead man is an excellent marksman, capable of killing anyone in the torture chamber without moving from his assigned post. The one person the dead man will not kill is the psychic child. That decision and subsequent action is the responsibility of another team member. Chemical biological tech. This team member is responsible for administering the psychoactive drugs via IV drip. He also monitors the psychic child's vital signs, heart rate, respiration, blood pressure. The primary drugs administered to the psychic child are intended to enhance pain and promote feelings of terror. At the end of the torture session, a sedative is administered, thereby rendering the child unconscious. Along with the IV drip, he has a number of syringes, pre-filled with specific chemical and biological agents for use in special situations. If used, they are injected directly into the victim's neck, carotid artery. One of these syringes is filled with a quick-acting sedative to render the victim unconscious. Electrical ECT tech. This team member is responsible controlling the severity of electrical torture used on the psychic child. He also handles the ECT, electroconvulsive therapy machine, commonly called an electroshock machine, that is used at the end of each torture session. The electrical torture can take several different forms, depending on the generator settings and torture implements used. DC current is used to induce severe muscle cramping. Low-frequency AC current is used to create the sensation of muscle spasms. High-frequency AC current creates a very painful stinging sensation. Certain multi-frequency AC currents are also applied to electrodes embedded in the leather headband to induce mental states, ranging from confusion to severe headache. Guards, 2 guards armed with rifles, located outside the torture chamber door, act as the failsafe. There is a small strobe light with a red lens cover located on the wall just above the door. If this strobe light starts flashing, the guards will open the doors and, without entering the room, kill the child. Their orders are very specific, no matter what you see. No matter what anyone else is doing, kill the child. Even if that means killing everyone else in the room, they will kill the child. Many guards are U.S. Marines assigned to the NSA. Eye in the sky, not shown in Figure 1, above. The eye in the sky is located a short distance away from the torture chamber, in a separate room. He monitors torture chamber activity via closed-circuit TV. and brain activity of the psychic child via remote EEG, electroencephalogram. This person is the torture team leader and issues commands to other team members via electronic reader boards located within the torture chamber. During the torture sessions, he uses a computer terminal to keep notes on the progress of the psychic child. He also has the failsafe button, used as a last resort to alert the guards. He is always a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. All team members live in an NSA-controlled dormitory co-located with the torture compound. Security is, to say the least, ruthless. No torture team member, with the exception of Eye in the Sky, is allowed to leave the compound without undergoing drug-induced retrograde amnesia treatments. Most targets leave in body bags. 222 The torture session. The primary purpose of trauma-based training, torture sessions, is to split the psychic child's mind into multiple personas, personalities, which are then programmed to contain different aspects of the original dominate personality. Another purpose of trauma-based training is to elicit any and all latent psychic talents within the child. A psychic child undergoing extreme physical torture will try to stop that torture any way they can. If their latent psychic abilities are relatively weak, their efforts may consist of telepathically convincing one of more of the torture team members, usually the targets, to stop torturing them. If their psychic powers are stronger, they may cause physical injury and/or death to one or more team members. If their psychic powers are prodigious, they may retaliate in truly spectacular ways. Hence the need for a failsafe. However, in all cases, excluding the failsafe, the psychic child must learn that resistance or retaliation is pointless and only leads to more severe forms of punishment, torture. If the psychic child convinces a team member to stop hurting him or her, that team member is killed, and the torture continues. If the psychic child hurts a team member, that person is killed, and the torture continues. If the psychic child kills a team member, the torture still continues. By their actions, the torture team members are telling the psychic child, "There is nothing you can do to stop us." When combined with the debilitating stress of perpetual cold, malnutrition, and sheer mental exhaustion, the psychic child is inexorably driven to the inescapable conclusion. There is nothing he or she can do, other than passively submit their fate. Of course, all psychic manifestations are carefully documented, inventoried, by the Eye in the Sky, 221 for future exploitation. Another aspect of trauma-based training takes place at the end of each torture session, after the psychic child has been rendered unconscious. At this point, a very sinister and devious set of events take place that facilitate and accelerate the mental splitting into multiple personas. The biotech 221 whispers a series of commands into the child's ear, followed by the application of low-dose ECT electroshock to lock in the commands and make future recollection by the dominate baseline personality nearly impossible. Some examples follow. Put all of your pain in one place. This place will hold the pain so you don't have to feel it. These commands facilitate the primary splitting between the one being hurt persona and the one who feels no pain, dominate personality. Put all of your feelings of wanting to hurt us here. You will stop hurting us, stop hurting us, stop hurting us. Accompanied by a keying gesture of touching fingertips behind both ears. These commands are designed to collect all desire to retaliate against the torture team into one manageable persona, no longer accessible to the dominate personality. Put all of your reasoning in one place. This place will have no emotion and no feeling. Accompanied by a keying gesture of tapping on forehead, that's where all your thoughts will go. No emotions, no feelings. This series of commands places the ability to reason in a persona inaccessible to the dominate personality. Furthermore, reasoning is divorced from any emotions or feelings, very useful to future missions when the psychic is ordered to hurt or kill someone. Put all of your wants and desires in one place. Wanting is bad and causes more pain. This command set helps create a persona that initially holds all desires, thereby making the dominate personality devoid of any normal human desires, such as self-preservation. Put all of your memories in one place. This place will hold all the memories of what has happened to you. Accompanied by a keying gesture of patting top of head, these commands lay the groundwork for retrograde amnesia, making any future recollection by the dominate personality of having been tortured very difficult if not impossible. OE definition, a word commonly used by small children to describe a wound. Put all of your owies in the place where your owies go. The OE you got today, you're supposed to feel for a long, long time. And when you don't feel it anymore, we'll give it to you again so you feel it. Used at the end of a torture session that caused an open, bleeding wound, this series of commands separates the mental perception of pain from the physical injury, somatic trauma. As any psychotherapist or hypnotist will attest, a repressed memory of physical injury, when recalled under hypnosis for instance, is often accompanied by a partial, sometimes complete, reappearance of the original injury. By creating a walled-off place containing certain somatic traumas inflicted during torture sessions, future NSA handlers will be able to recreate any of these injuries as punishment, using nothing more than a spoken command.